BCA-101, day 9. So this was 2/6/17. It was Monday. So we talked about learning, and the students, when I read through the information, they said everybody agreed that with technology there's always going to be something to learn. And what I'm asking students to do is to consider changing maybe how you approach learning. And part of my reasoning is we can give you some fundamental things about technology, and what you have to do as technology changes, you have to adjust to that change. Alright, so focus on learning. We've talked about change, emphasize that. Today we watched Grit, and in there they talked about perseverance for long-term goals. Life's like a marathon, and that we're going to run into problems as we go along. It's how we handle the failure as we go in order to help ourselves grow. Carol Dweck has talked a lot about growth mindset. Instead of saying you're this smart or this smart or this smart, we kind of look at it as a level playing field. Not everybody's at the exact same spot, but everybody has the potential to grow, no matter what. And we have found that some people become successful because they have dealt with failure along the way, and failure doesn't become a permanent situation for them. Our next step, probably next week sometime, we'll talk about drive, and Daniel Pink has some ideas there in terms of motivation. Alright, reviewed a couple things. I asked what kind of software is Canvas. People said, well, it's an application. And is it vertical or horizontal? And it's a vertical application because it deals specifically with education and teaching. I asked them what Linux was, and they said it was an operating system that's an open source, whereas Windows is proprietary. Open source means you can take the source code and adjust it and change it and so forth. With Windows, it's proprietary. You're not allowed to do anything with the source code. Also, you tend to pay for proprietary software and open source. It tends to be free. Okay. We reviewed Search, and if you haven't watched the film by Matt Cutts on Search, he talks about how Google does search, and it's a good example about these web crawlers in the internet pulling out all this information, puts it into an index at Google, and you actually search the index. Web utilities, we have web-based apps, software that runs from the cloud. We talked about file transfer protocol and trivia file transfer protocol. We move files, okay, and these two are not secure. There is a way to transfer files securely with a secure copy, and PuTTY is a secure way to connect to a server. And we'll take a look at that probably soon, next week or so. Let's take a look here. Also with browsers we have where you can add information in, plugins, add on. Google calls them extensions. It allows you to do more with the browser. It makes it more, we talk about user interface and then the user experience. This can allow for a better experience using a browser to navigate the internet. And then we do have browser content filters. So you can tell the browser not to let this kind of traffic in. A good example would be in a home where there's children. You might not want the children going to certain sites, and it's hard to monitor the children's use of technology. So there's types either in the browser or other ways you can filter the information. So porn sites don't come up, or other kind of hate crime sites, or you can set it up that way. When we were talking about search, if I'm out here and I'm going to search the internet and I happen to use Google search, which I do, let's say I'm at home, when I search for a topic, it goes to Google, then it searches the indexes. Google doesn't go out here and look. They're doing this all the time, and then they bring that information in, going to all these websites in the world. And they index all that information, and then when you want something, you search the index, and then it will send you, if you click, it'll send you out to some other website. Alright, and that's it for today.